Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of One Piece anime episode 778, and this one I actually thought was better than last week's episode. Last week it just felt like, the flashbacks and everything were like, okay, we need to see this to know what's going on with the story and everything, but it's kind of like we need to see it. We don't exactly totally want to see all of the flashbacks and everything, but this week I felt like we got a lot more new stuff. There weren't as many flashbacks at all. Then it just felt a lot better, and even the flashbacks were a lot better because, let's face it, Alabasta was a good arc, but Drum Island brought the feels hard. So I was very, very happy with the flashbacks even, honestly. Even though I do think they may be reanimated, but they look like they were probably the reused animation from the episode of Chopper. I don't know, it's been a long time since I watched that. But either way, let's talk through it part by part. And first again, just for a second, I won't rant and complain like I did last week. But man, the stupidity of people again. I did the same stupid thing I did last week where I looked in the comments to see all of these people saying, oh man, I'm so sick of filler, when none of this episode was filler. The only thing you could call filler was possibly the Chopper flashback and Brooke showing Carrot around the Sunny. Brooke showing Carrot around the Sunny was a really good scene that I thought added a lot to the episode, and it was really short, so I mean, if you have a 1 minute scene as your complaint of, filler, what kind of complaint is that? And the Chopper flashbacks weren't even that long, and even then, they're canon. They were just things that happened years and years ago that people that don't follow every week probably don't remember, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, if you thought this was filler, then I mean, you've got more to be complained about than the people who don't know what Drum Island is. So either way, I again don't understand the stupidity of thinking in any way that this was filler. I can't comprehend it. But either way, starting at the very beginning, Waifu is aboard. We have been rabbit boys for a very long time, as you all know. So Garchu to her. And they did a funny scene really, really well for the anime, where as soon as Pedro finds out that Carrot's aboard, he's just all annoyed. He's like, okay, can we turn back? Just all he says is, can we go back? I love that line. Then we had the funny scene of Carrot and all of her carrots. And I love when she had the shirt and she's like, oh, but it has a carrot on it. And Brooke's like, or what? Nice, Des. I really liked that line. They did the comedic delivery pretty well. Funny as well how she doesn't get how big the ocean actually is. And then Luffy tries to eat one of her carrots, so she takes him down. Pedro goes up on lookout, and he mentions it. The translation here was a bit different from the manga. In the manga, he says that she's one of, the best fighters amongst the minks or whatever, and here he just says, oh yeah, she's really strong, which either way is pretty good, showing that if she's joining up with this, she isn't a scrub lord, she's one of the stronger minks. And we saw, in general, the minks were pretty strong. So then, funny scene where Luffy's like, okay, somebody go make something, and everybody just stands there quietly before Nami's like, okay, I'll go do it. But then she tries to charge them, so Luffy's like, nope, I'm going to go cook, and we all know that this cannot end well. Then we actually get to see Sakura Kingdom, which I absolutely love getting to see. We get to see that they actually took the Drum Kingdom that Luffy and them overturned, and Dalton renamed it the Sakura Kingdom and became king of it himself, and that he's going to the Reverie as king, taking Dr. Kreha with him as his ship's doctor. So again, I just don't get how people thought any of this was filler. That is definitely something important to the overall story of One Piece. Then we have the flashbacks for Hero Look, and it was damn beautiful. It just reminded me how post-time skip One Piece has not had a single scene that's anywhere as good as so many scenes in pre-time skip One Piece were. Say, Mary's funeral, the Hero Look, and Chopper giving him the Amiyadake mushroom flashbacks. Just most of the flashbacks, Nami's backstory. We have not had anything that good in a very long time, so just seeing something as good as Drum Island again was really, really refreshing. Then we see the South Blue and the evil Black Drum Kingdom. We find out that, hey, we've got post-time skip Wapol, and we see what happened to him after he was defeated. he ended up poor, so he started making toys out of things he ate, and children loved it, so he grew to be this big famous businessman, founded his own kingdom, married Miss Universe, and was sort of the inventor of this Wappa metal, I believe is what the anime translated it as. So Wappa metal is like this crazy substance that he makes that everybody went crazy for. He made a bunch of money on, and I'm not certain quite why it will be important, but we can assume that it will have some importance for the future of, I guess just in general for the future of One Piece. If Oda made it a point to talk about Wappa metal and it being how he founded his kingdom, and seeing that he actually knows about the Sakura kingdom and Dalton now, and he's planning to cause trouble at Reverie with all those world leaders, it's definitely going to be something important to overall One Piece. Then we see Dressrosa, and when I saw it, I'm like, please, fuck Dressrosa flashbacks. We do not need a Dressrosa flashback. Not because Dressrosa was completely horrible, no. But mostly because it was 2 years long, and it probably hasn't even been a year since we finished it. I don't know, it's maybe around a year since we finished it. So, we do not need it. It has not been long enough for us to need it. And I was very happy that they really didn't give us Dressrosa flashbacks. We see Viola inviting Rebecca to come with her to the Reverie, and then Elisabello inviting Riku to come with him, and Riku mentioning, why does everybody treat this like it's some kind of vacation? Which interests me, because does that mean Viola's going sort of as the queen of Dressrosa at this point? Since she was the one going and inviting Rebecca, and Riku was just invited by Elisabello. It might be interesting, maybe Viola's going as the actual full representative of Dressrosa here. Then we're back to Luffy cooking, and Brook gives Carrot a tour. And man, I was loving the potential Straw Hat hints that they've been throwing in the anime that they didn't put in the manga are so strong, and I'm loving them so much. Man, just Carrot for Straw Hat would be so cool. And I really like how it honestly mirrored a little bit the way Brook was showing her around. It was like full circle, because you remember there was the whole episode where Brook was new, he was going around the Thousand Sunny, and he was like, I don't know what to do. I need to find my place in the crew. Where do I go? And he hung out with Zoro for most of the time, I believe, in the episode. And it was a really funny and enjoyable episode. And I like how this shows how he came from 2 years ago being the new guy, trying to find his way around the Sunny and everything, and having to be shown everything and trying to find his place, to being the one who goes and shows a new person around and stuff. So I like just the little teeny growth that kind of showed with Brook here. Then at the very end, Pedro gets the newspaper and finds out that Baltigo has been found in ruins. Of course, Baltigo is the headquarters of the revolutionaries, and we see Dragon and Sabo in the paper. So now, that's going to be really exciting next episode. We see in the promo, we're going to be seeing Kaido and Blackbeard probably. We're going to have to talk about the revolutionaries most likely. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's pretty exciting. And I hope it'll be good. I just talking about the episode in general, absolute retardation how people thought it was filler. I have no idea how you could think that so many things that are so important to the overall story of One Piece is filler. I don't get it at all. I love the stuff with Carrot on the ship. It was done very well. And the stuff they added with her and Brook was done super well, and I'm really glad they put that in there. The flashbacks, even though there were barely any, were really good. I mean, the Drum Island arc is such... watching it at the time, it's okay, this is a cool arc, but looking back on it, Drum Island was really good. These flashbacks reminded me how good Drum Island was, how fun it was to watch. The Wapol side story of how he came to where he is and where he is after time skip, very interesting because he was a pretty important One Piece villain, and it shows that he is going to be a villain coming in the future trying to start problems at Reverie. And just adds more to the Reverie hype, really. There's going to be some sort of conflict there. We're going to have allies there like Sai, Elisabello, King Riku, Viola, and Rebecca. Dalton and Kureha. We're going to have a lot of important characters there that the Straw Hats have close connections to. And yeah, that's it. Other than this episode was great, and next episode I'm really excited for the Kaido and Blackbeard stuff that we know we're going to see. So overall as a score, this may be a bit of a high score. I don't even know if I should give it a score this high, but the last episode I thought was pretty good. I thought it was necessary. It was a fun half hour to spend. This episode I thought was definitely stronger than that. It really was something that I would go watch again right now, honestly. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna give it 8.5. 8.5 waifus for Straw Hat after 10. I know that one's such a stretch, but I am still. Let's get this clear, because a lot of people are gonna think that like that's my big theory or something. No, I'm not completely convinced that Carrot will be the next Straw Hat, but I mean, hey, here's hoping. I think it would be pretty interesting and exciting, and I think it's entirely possible. So yeah, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. 8.5 out of 10. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. I'm sure that a lot of people were a bit more negative than I on it, but honestly, none of the negatives were really honestly that big of a deal this week. It was pretty solid overall. Subscribe for more One Piece and a ton of other anime, manga, and other things like Boku no Hero Academia, Tower of God, just The Walking Dead, tons of things on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel as best I can. That is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.